Hey, I'm Kev Mr. Come, welcome back to Monster Energy Supercross. Has Kev Hillman got a very good result last time out, but not the one he wanted? Can he go a couple better around the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia? This is high side right up on the outside for the first heat race. Hope he can have a much better go of things than he did last time out. So you go and see the Candemonian in front. Or Pandemonian, should I say. Don't know what the Candemonian is. Guess that's a dish or something. He's up to third though. Has he got Cooper Webb leading, or did? As Eyeside is taking his own line. And he's been told to pick his bike up and get back to the right side of the tracks. So he's down to 7th, but still, this is much better than last time, or was it? As he goes wide and now he's down to last. Are you kidding? Again, absolutely horrible opening up in the end for Hillman. He goes into that final corner, good leaning back there, and obviously might not have got away with it. It's Ken Roxon, the winner last time out, the championship lead is down. In no way did Highside do that for last time out. Stop frowning at me. As he tries to dive down the inside of George Simmons. But he's down in 17th. And remember, it's only the top 4 that make it through to the main event from this race. As what the hell? How has he lost it there? Just clipped the wheel on the jump, it looks like. As now he's battling with Simmons. Again running wide. Bike's just not that good at the moment. But then we saw in Minnesota, it took a while as Simmons just lands on him. There you go, he's now in negative brain cells. I don't know how Hillman is functioning at the moment. As he's still got Roxon right in front, struggling to make his way through the pack. As Cooper Webb leads, head of Canard, Davey Millsaps in third. And the Hillman going very wide again, almost into Simmons, into the tough blocks though. He's got to be careful over a couple of these jumps, needs to be careful of the throttle. Just doesn't seem to have that control at the moment, as Simmons is now in 16th, head of Roxon, and Highside is off again. He's just destroying all the tough blocks here. So this is just practice then for the semi-final. I think we can safely disregard him qualifying from this heat race. Let's see if he can get into a rhythm round this very jumpy track. This is a track he should be good around. He shouldn't be terrible like he is in this heat race. That's a good final corner though. That's a good beginning. As you can see, lots of rear brake needs to be used around here. Lots of control. Oh my god, are you kidding? Just clips the tough block and goes into no man's land. Hope those marshals are okay. Look at this, he's way behind everyone else. 3.3 seconds for the guy who's 5th in the championship. Absolutely terrible, Elton. But he seems to be better over this section. Too much air. Way too much. Look how much he's struggling in to turn the bike there for the next spot. Terrible. And not good speed over those jumps. Needs to improve that massively. Roxon's still down in 16th. At least that's comforting. For Hillman, that's not the only one struggling. He sets a 53.5. Still needs to be much quicker than that. And he's down. Of course he's down. Nothing's going right this race. Saying bye-bye to his chances. Actually riding decently around the track, maybe. So he's definitely not showing it at the moment. You can see if he nails that into a triple, okay, so much momentum. As he's 2.5 behind James Steger. So he's at least keeping pace, or keeping in touch with the riders in front, as that's better. No, it landed way too high. Needs to go slower in that section. Needs much more finesse than he's showing at the moment. Looks like Roxton's finally making his way through the order. Fortunately, a bit too late for him to qualify from this heat race. There's Chad Reed battling for 5th, David Beck in 3rd. You've got Trent in that 4th place, that coveted 4th place. Well, he's got the Australian on his tail and down again. He's just carrying on from where he left off in Minnesota with so many mistakes, stupid mistakes. But he's not transferring his rate properly, or carrying too much speed, or landing in other riders' ways. It's like this bike's got no brakes round it at times, no grip at all. Thought these Michelins were good. Obviously he's now got the discount tyres back on. As Cooper Red wins ahead of Millsats, David Beck in 3rd, and Trent holds on ahead of Chad Reed, Jason Anderson, Justin Barsham, Malcolm Stewart, Michael, and then Randy Lindsay rounds out the top 10, while Hillman rounds out the field. So not much to say, except hopefully the semi-final is much better than that shoddy performance. So here's Hillman right on the outside for the semi-final alongside. So there you go. The first semi-final is the top 5 make it through to the main event. It's just 3 minutes long, this race. There's lots of pandemonium in front. Once again, pandemonium, not pandemonium. As you've got Randy Lindsay in the lead, and down goes Hillman. Are you kidding again? Another good start, but again, just caught out by something he has no control over. As someone lands on his head. Was that Jason Anderson? Might have been. You've got Michael here, got Reston. As he's battling for that transfer spot on his opening lap. Got a slow rider in front, it's Weston in that transfer spot, in 5th. Tactical slowing down maybe. But Hillman down the inside into 5th. Looking down the inside, Chad Reed into the final corner. He takes 4th. Maybe he takes 3rd. It's down the inside, Randy Lindsay. You've got Van Martin and George Simmons leads. The guy who's right at the back. The whole of that heat race. Leading in the semi-final. What a good job he's doing then. There's Van Martin slow. So is Reed. High side into tough blocks. Get going again, you idiot. As he's alongside Jason Anderson. And Owen Anderson's been shuffled out the way. Tactical shuffling from high side. So he carried way too much speed again into that jump. And now look at his momentum. He's like a fish fading in the air after being caught. And now he's down to 9th. God, he's not making it easy for himself, is he, round here? Well, you get, once again, he's showing some pace when he just gets it together. Unfortunately, he's not got it together very well at all. For the most part. Got James Stagan. No, too much speed. Into the tough, but get going again. Why are you going? High side. Yes, go into the advertising hoardings. That is exactly what you need to do when you've messed up. As he's down to 12th, we've got Roxon down in 11th. Struggling, the championship leader. Winner last time out. This is two either podium getters last time out. Struggling to qualify for the main event here. As we've got Jason Anderson alongside Highside. Who will survive? In a moment, both of them will. As we approach the final corner, Anderson pushing Highside. And here comes Roxon for fun. Anderson pushing Highside wide. As Chad Reed leads. Ahead of Simmons. Oh, and Highside messes that section up as well. Come on, get your head out of your arse. Absolutely painful riding from him once again. In the semi-final, as I'm surprised the tough blocks were kind to him, no? Well, he's up to 11th. It's on the penultimate lap. So there we go, that's much better, hitting that jump. So he gets the air almost into the back of Anderson though. As it's a bit of a free fall and they're out on the edge of the top 10. You've got Justin Barsha in front. So they go 54-4. Oh, and Anderson, what are you doing, Anderson? You just slowed down 4 or 5 riders there. He's the arsehole of this meeting. It was Blake Baggett last time, now it's Anderson this time. Once again, I don't know how he's not gone down eyeside a couple of times here. As he lands on someone. It's Johnny Taylor. Goes down the inside of Anderson. There you go, RKO'd out of here. So that's deserved as well, as he's run a number of riders' races. So it's his competence on the previous lap. There's Hillman. Looks like he's just going to miss out, is he? You can see 5th. Now he's finally clear of the midfield melee. As it's Randy, Lindsay, George Simmons, Van Martin, Finch Fries and Chad Reed through. So just missing out are the Suzukis, the KTMs of Hillman and Steger. And then Johnny Taylor around at the top head of Roxon. On his Honda, absolutely horrible outing so far for the championship leader. And here's Anderson in 15th. But who's going to make it out the last chance qualifiers then? Will Hillman make the main event? So here's Hillman, revving it up in 6th. In the last chance saloon. Let's get underway for just this 2-minute race. 22 riders fighting for 4 spots. And Hillman trying to go down the inside ride. He's been pushed wide by 32. But he launches through into the lead. Does he know he's on the tough blocks? Get off the tough blocks, you idiot. Why do you always do this, Hillman? Why are you always messing up? As he's in 5th, he sees the transfer spot right in front. And is now riding on it. That's a different tactic, I admit. But it looks like he's in 4th head of Elkins. To go over the jumps, we've got Nate in 3rd, Dell in 2nd. We've only got 3 laps, 4 laps in this race to decide who goes through. So is that Roxon leading at the front? No, it's Michael Lacey on the Honda. Where's Roxon? In last. No, 20th. He might as well be last. So could the championship leader not make it through to the main event, score no points and really open up this championship? As here's the top 4 going 3 wide actually over that jump. As ISO takes the lead and then promptly runs wide into the photographers. Come on, Highside, stop making these stupid mistakes. Just keep it together for a whole race, that's all we ask. But it's proving incredibly difficult here in the Georgia Dome. Very difficult track. You're not in that rhythm at all. You're nowhere. That seems to be the case for Roxon. Has Delia leads. Is that Lacey down to 4th? There's tough blocks everywhere. It is. Got Nate in 2nd. Oh, Highside almost pushed wide. As here comes Patrick Elkins for the transfer spot on this penultimate lap. There goes Highside with a brave move. How did he fit his bike there? Up into 3rd. Delia leads in front. Nate really hogging the line there in 2nd. Looks like Highside's taken that position back. Got a massive launch there into that triple. And now it's right in the back of Dell. There's penultimate lap. But here comes Nate again. We move in the corner. As it going to the final lap. Got a good battle here at the front. And this like Highside's made it back into 2nd. So he goes round the left-hander. Almost into the lead there through that section. But he's finding the rhythm here. Just like it took a while in Minnesota. And looks like he's finally got it here in Georgia. He takes the ride line ahead of the E. Go through the right-hander. definitely picking up the bike so much better in that section as well, which will be very important in the race. We've got Patrick Elkins in 4th in that last transfer spot, and Arthur Basil in 5th. No sign of Anderson, no sign of Roxon making it through to the main event final, as there's a 52 on the final lap. That's more like it. So Hillman wins the last chance qualifier ahead of Del Yee, Nate in 3rd, and Patrick Elkins on the 3rd Suzuki to make it through. Look at that KTM, 3 Suzukis. The Yamaha of Arthur Basil misses out. Michael Acey in 7th on his Honda. Jason Anderson 8th on his Husqvarna. Felix Joseph in 10th on his Yamaha after being so good in the final round. Michael as well on the Suzuki in 11th. But the big news is Roxon in 17th. The championship leader out and not scoring any points here in Georgia on his Honda. Justin Barsha on his Suzuki. Malcolm Stewart as well on his Suzuki. Lots of big names not making it through to the main event, where hopefully Hillman can carry over this form into it.
Because of the famed Georgia Red Clay here in the Peach State, the Georgia Dome in Atlanta is well known for some of the wildest finishes in Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship history. Tonight should be no different. The revs are coming up. Here comes the gate drop. The crowd is into it tonight. That will definitely get these riders pumped up as they wait for the gate drop.
So here we are for the main event. Didn't think we'd see this with Highside, as he revs it up at the start and then has a bit of a premature beginning, as it's crazy on the outside. Couple riders down as well, as here comes Highside into the pandemonium's landed on someone. That's one way to make it over. Jump, keep going. You're in the top 10. You were in the top 10. Down to 11th. So now for the likes of Dungey, Cole Seeley, this is feel your boots time with no Roxon. And for those battling for the top 10, no Anderson. So for the likes of Blake Baggett as well. Cooper Webb, no good time for them to score points, massive points, as well as Webb just slows down at Hillman in the air there. As we've got George Simmons in 7th, very impressive as well. Someone's down in front. It's Highside in 9th then, after the opening lap. It's the top 10, we'll take that. As it's Marvelous Marvin leading, and look at that. 3 main challenges to Roxon, top 3 places. With 5th in 9th. So yeah, this is a bad weekend for Ken Roxon. We'll see if it's a championship defining one as well. As we're around the halfway mark of the season, so still got plenty of time to improve things. So it looks like Hillman made the move on Cooper Webb, then goes astonishingly wide in the next corner. Trying to make the move on the American. No, again, just upsetting his rhythm into this section, Cooper Webb. He needs to clear this guy, because obviously not doing well in that part where Hillman's normally very good. We've got Del Yee rounding out the top 10 behind with Wilson. But Muskin and Dungey neck and neck between the KTM pair at the front. We go over this section. That's better from Hillman. Definitely getting it together. It's not 52 so far, but it's smooth. As he makes the position up on Simmons after a fantastic start. Seems to be dropping back now. You've got Cooper Webb battling with Jake Reimer in 6th. Don't often see this. So there you go, Hillman finally past Webb. You can see much better rhythm in that section once he's past the American. So up to 7th. Chad Reed rounding out the top 5 in front of his Yamaha. It's Highside into the 53s. 3.7 back of the lead. He took a second of the leading duo there. As that was almost a carbon copy between the pair there. How have they got so much air there? After messing up that first part of the section. Oh, Highside gets massive air in the end then. as he makes it up to 6th. Chad Reed in front. Blake Baggett in 4th. I did mention him. That battle for the top 10. Having a superb ride on his KTM. Definitely seems to be the bike to have around here as well. What are you doing, Highside? Stop messing up again. You finally got clean air. You can finally push a bit, and then you do that. What an absolute idiot this guy is. As he got Cole Seeley in 4th. Look at that, 55. And he's now 5.5 behind the leaders. As well, tough block in the way. As you go over that section, that's better, keeping the momentum going. As we approach the halfway mark of this race. Still anyone's race. No one has launched into the distance. And look at this battle for the podium in front. Between Seeley, Reed, Baggett. As well, Hillman, what are you doing? Again, messing up. That's 2 laps in a row where he's just messed up. But he is caning, it looks like. As they're doing battle in front, no, that trio. Instead, the top 2 KTM still a bit of blanket over them. They go back into the 53s, even with that mistake. That's better. So you don't want to be sliding that much into that corner. And so you go, keeping the momentum up in that section. That's much better. As you are now at the halfway mark of the race. Cooper Webb still behind in 7th, then Dean Wilson. Cole Seeley dropping back to 5th. With Hillman by. And so they are the podium getters in front. Chad Reed and Blake Baggett, who's going to grab 3rd. It looks like Baggett's just holding off the advances of the Australian. But here comes a 3rd player into the arena. It'd be very good to get another podium as well for Highside. Just keep this good streak going. As there we go, 52. That's more like it. No, just 3.4 behind the leaders. As all see, he's sliding the bike a lot there into that corner. I suppose everyone survived. As once again, see the aggressive into the corner. Not the best exit. Same for Baggett in front. And Reed, look at that launch from Hillman for the podium. As he made it through on Reed. Down the inside into the right hander, no. Well, we've got a good battle on our hands here. But it looks like he's into 3rd as Dungey in 2nd behind Muskin. They're still side by side heading into the final corner of the lap. Still did a 52 as well that lap. Despite all this battling. As you go into the left-hander. Look at this, Reed and Hillman side by side. Let's go through the right-hander. And look at Seeley from nowhere taking out Reed. Allowing Hillman through. And now, can he chase after the factory KTM riders in front? Dungey and Muskin. In the second half of this race. But don't be clipping the top box on the outside. Don't be carrying so much speed into that jump. Because now you've got Cole Seeley on your backside. You don't want him on your backside. From the looks of it, he really does go in there. As he approach the final quarter of the race. And 3 seconds back. It's an all KTM podium at the moment as well. We've got a Honda behind. We've got the Yamaha behind. But at the moment, the podium's bleeding orange. Oh, he's down though. Are you kidding? Now you make a mistake again, Hillman. Just as you're in a comfortable spot again, you make a mistake. What is it about that? When he gets clean air, he can battle fine. It's a role reverse of what he's normally like. Normally can't battle. But it's fine in clean air. Now it's terrible in clean air and can't battle. Look at this. What is he doing over these jumps? He's not even trying. Just giving up. He's down to 7th now. He's kissing away his chances of a podium that he had a firm grasp on just a lap ago. It's all Cooper Webb. Aggressive as normal. That's a good section from Hillman round the outside of Webb. Into sixth as he knows Webb's trying to slow him down, it looks like. He has been slowed down by Webb. It's down the inside, into the left, and into the right. Can he cut back? Not quite. He's got the outside line. And again, will Webb slow him down in this section? Doesn't look like it. Looks like Hillman's got the run. He's got Baggett right in front. But Webb's just in the way. He can't take the lines he wants. Look at this, right in the way now. Has he got just 3 laps to go, do we? Or is it 2? Look at this 3-way fight for 5th. Oh, it's Hillman's down again. Come on. And then he runs into the post like an absolute bellend. Has he got Wilson in 7th? Was in 7th? Now Dean Wilson falls down in clean air. What is it about clean air around here? Everyone just wants to tag team together. That's what the hell? Get back on the track. As he's in 7th, Wilson's still in 8th. What is the gap to Reimer then? Must be massive. Yes, there is Wilson then. Trying to... What is he trying to do to Hillman? Just try and push him over. Look at that, a poor 56. As he's got 2 laps to go now. And Wilson on the has fun, not giving Hillman any room. So neither is Hillman back. Just basically cutting him off there. We go over this section. That's good speed as all. Baggett's messed up in front. Looks like it's not going to be a podium for Hillman. Again, that's more lost points for him, at least. But he could get a top 5. He get past Baggett, and he's got Cooper Webb all by himself. And as you can see, when riders are all by themselves this race, it doesn't seem to be going well. Baggett elbow to elbow with Hillman. Hillman very aggressive in defence. As we go on to the final lap, 11.2 behind the leader of Muskin, who's still just ahead of Dungey. Dungey must be bored of seeing his teammates at the rear of his bike. As we go into the right-hander. No, come on! Just clipping. The face of that mound again has cost Hillman as he's down to 7th. Wilson's pushing him again. Get out of here, Wilson. So it looks like Hillman's going to finish down in 7th. That's cost him at least 5 points again in the championship. Well, Muskin and Dungey have taken full advantage. So have Seeley of Roxon not being here. Reed in 4th. Cooper Webb 5th. Baggett 6th. Hillman in a disappointing 7th. So behind Hillman, it's Dean Wilson, despite being pushed into a tough block on that final lap. Just some frustrations from Hillman after that. Another disappointing race, even though it's a decent result. Again, with Reimer in 9th, very good result on the Suzuki, ahead of Justin Brayton, ran out of the top 10. And his Honda and Del Yi. George Simmons, the star of the opening lap, down in 12th in the end, with Chris Porcel in last.
That was a race he will try to predict quickly. All you can do is put it behind you, get back out to the practice track, and start preparing for the next race.
So in the championship, we've got a new leader, Cole Seeley, 4 points ahead of Roxon. He doesn't really lose out too much, I would say, by not scoring any points. He's still right up there with his teammate. As the KTMs do close, though, Dungey for 2 points ahead of Muskin, but just 11 points separate the top 4. 26 points back is Kev Hillman, all by himself now, 15 points behind Muskin, but 20 ahead of Jason Anderson. He's just 2 points ahead of his teammate Dean Wilson. And in Chadwick's a further 4 points back. It's Davey Millsets and Blake Baggett rounds out the top 10 level on points with Justin Brayton. As you got Cooper Webb in 12, just 10 points off a top 10 on his Yamaha. As you scroll through the field, and you can see quite a few riders now score points so far this season. It's actually 35 now with the Kawasaki of Casrell in last. So a pretty poor outing from Hillman despite the result, as once again he had the pace but way too many mistakes. Can he finally cut it down at the halfway mark of the season round a Century's very good round? As we head to north of the border to Toronto and the Rogers Centre. Do his fans still back him? They actually do. He's actually got some decent fans, does Hillman. So let's see if he can return to the top step of the podium in Canada next time out south watching. We'll find out then.